a blind piano player, wrestler, long-distance runner, and a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions across the U.S., are here to tell their story of their unique and incredible journey together. Welcome to the Nancy and Mike Show. Nancy and Mike will engage you with some of the most unimaginable and heartwarming stories of their extraordinary life. So please welcome your hosts, Nancy and Mike.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorick.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live from YouTube in Florida. God inspired, this is the Nancy and Mike Show. I got a little bit out of order.
We got it out.
But it all got in. Now, last week, I'm going to review a little bit of last week.
Okay.
Because I didn't finish last week.
Oh, wow.
And I had topics. One of the topics I talked about was being a Democrat for 52 years and then changing over.
Yeah.
Why I changed over. And I talked about the ineffectiveness of the mask and how I knew that it was ineffective.
Yeah, in California, where we used to live, they were very strict. If you were in the car all by yourself, they still wanted you to wear a mask.
But we didn't do it.
No.
But anyway, I talked about social distancing blind people. And the other part of it is I talked about how you know the mask was no good. That if the mask worked, they would have had you, after they seated you in a restaurant, they would have had you leave the mask on until your food came. But as soon as you sat down, you could take your mask off. And I don't think anybody liked wearing a mask anyway. And I think they were trying to make people as comfortable as possible. But it didn't work.
No.
And Trump had these two people in there, Grouchy Fauci and Burks the bitch. And he finally did fire Burks the bitch. He should have fired Fauci. But one thing about Trump, when he was getting his cabinet for the first term, he didn't know who to trust or who not to trust. And there were people in there that he couldn't trust. He had to fire them, which was the right thing. But he should have fired these two. Now, I talked about that.
Mhm.
I talked about the incident in the restaurant where the guy kept trying to adjust my mask.
Right.
And I eventually slapped him and
Slapped him on the hand.
slapped him on the hand, the back of the hand.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty hard slap. And I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay, cool.
And I'm not finished with this. The other thing was, when we were living in California, I was getting calls from Riverside County. Now, everybody,
Where we lived, it was Riverside
it
County.
was Riverside County. And what they wanted to know, first of all, was, are you contact tracing? Who are you seeing? And I told them it was none of their business who I was seeing or whatever.
Right.
What I do was none of their business. And after a while, I got to recognize the number and I just didn't pick up because that was the answer to the question. And no matter how many times they called, it was none of their business who I was seeing or what I was doing. And when I would have a birthday party, they would have commercials, don't have anybody over. Well, I had people over because, like I said, it was none of their business. And what they were doing wasn't working anyways. Now, what I'm going to do today,
Yeah?
I'm going to finish this subject, which I'm not done yet. And then I'm going to tell you what it all means. And for those who haven't figured it out. And then Nancy's going to come and do her wonderful thing. And then I'm going to talk about the stupid commissioners of the major four sports. So that's what today's show is going to be about.
Okay.
Now, here's the other part,
Okay.
another part of the deal. On October the 2nd, which was a Thursday, by the way, my Yankees are dead,
Too bad.
and I knew my Phillies would die. And they died on an error by the pitcher. Well, that pitcher has been getting better. His name was Ryan Kerkering,
Okay.
and he is getting better.
Good.
Now, if he could help them in their bullpen, if he could get better, if he could improve, we still need two relief pitchers. The Phillies do.
Right.
Now, here's the deal with this error thing. When you score one run in 11 innings, like the Phillies did last Thursday night, you don't deserve to win. I don't care.
Yeah.
They
That's
they
not good.
scored 8 runs the day before, and then the next day they got 1 run, and they were sleepwalking through the whole series.
Too bad.
And you know, one thing I was thinking about after the series had ended, and the Phillies are trying. I will still keep rooting for them. They're not like the Red Sox. The Phillies are trying to win, and they're doing what they think is correct. Now, here's the deal with them.
Okay.
Since they got Schwarber and Harper, they have not been a contending team. The last time they were a contender was 2008, and that's a long time.
It's a long time.
And I don't see any future. Their offense is inconsistent. Their starting pitching is great. They need a lot of work in their bullpen, and they need more consistent offense. But getting back to the other story, on October the 2nd, which was the day the Red Sox died, and I mentioned last week that I knew they would. I knew
Right.
they wouldn't score any runs, and they
Yep.
didn't. Now, uh, there's a show that Nancy watches,
Yeah, I love it.
and I'm not into these kind of shows like Nancy is, like mysteries, and my thing is uh, some game shows and sports. That's the kind of stuff that I'm mainly into. But there was this particular show called Elsbeth, and I hope you people got to watch it on the 2nd of October because it was very appropriate.
And it helped because I watched all the shows building up, so I really knew the depth of this
Yes,
bad guy.
there was a Nazi Democratic judge
Judge. Very evil.
who thought he was above the law, you know, like the judges we have today. And it was,
He saw a lot of evidence that he was above the law.
and somebody shot him in the heart. And I didn't know what show it was, but they had 3 Elsbeths on the 2nd, and that was the last one.
Well, because if you hadn't followed up, they wanted to give the background leading up to this because he was pretty much untouchable, but he really ruined people's lives who were innocent.
Yeah, and somebody got him. And I was so excited, even though it wasn't a true story, but it has to do with what we should be doing today. And it's so appropriate. And from time to time, I talk about killing Nazis and killing 3 of this for every one of ours. But here's the actual philosophy that is called the golden rule. Uh the golden rule, here it is. We got uh how are we going to make up for Charlie Kirk? How are we going to make up for the ICE people that are being abused? Well, we have to arrest or kill these governors.
Or hopefully they'll repent. Some
Yeah,
people are
hopefully they'll
changing.
be. I
Some
can't
people
see
are waking up,
I
Mike.
can't see these people repenting.
I know, but
And but what is the actual deal here?
yeah,
The actual deal here is this. And this is what we have to do
what is
to
it?
the Nazis. Here's the attitude we have to have. And I talk about fighting fire with fire. Well, here's the attitude the good guys have to have if this country's going to succeed. Anything you can do, we can do better.
Without resentment.
Without resentment, without emotion.
Yep.
I was brought up never to start a fight and never to let my opponent finish it. I followed that to the letter. And what happened was when I did have a fight, there was no emotion.
Yes, that's a very
It
important key.
was
A lot of
a
people don't know how to separate.
it was a chore that I had to do. It was like brushing your teeth or doing your homework or making your supper or it's something it's a chore that's on the list of things for me to do that I have to do. That's how I looked at it.
And if someone wrongs you, if you know ahead someone's going to wrong you, okay. But if you overreact and then that bad spirit gets in you, now you're going to wrong someone else. It's just going to come out and you'll do it because the emotions grab you and the bad spirit gets in you. I know just a couple of people last week were not nice to me. They were actually, and I have to realize they're probably having a bad day. I'm not going to make excuses for them, but now I see where they're coming from. So I shouldn't expect anything better. If it comes with something better, if they're nicer the next time, then okay. But don't judge them. Don't let that bad spirit get in me.
Well, another thing, I was talking to somebody from church and she wants to go out to lunch with us. And I have been, and she knows my history. I've had a kidney stone in me for 30 months
Oh,
because when they took the stone out, they take out a little bit at a time. They don't take the whole thing out. And it doesn't work for me.
no. Sometimes it works for some people.
And it doesn't work for me. And now, one of the things that she said,
Okay, hey, we'll have to wait. This is the Nancy and Mike show. We'll be right back.
Mike Zorick, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorick, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorick has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorick.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live from YouTube. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. When we left, I was talking about fighting and how to do things without any emotion and just do your chores the way they should be done. Now, I did talk about the Elsbeth thing, which was very good.
Yep.
And one of the things I was starting to talk about was fighting fire with fire. Anything you could do, we could do better. That's what we have to do with the Nazis. Now, the governor of Illinois should be hanged for treason. The mayor of Chicago should be hanged for treason. The mayor of Portland, Oregon should be hanged for treason. The governor of Oregon should be hanged for treason.
At least fired and get him out of government.
Or arrested.
Yeah.
Killed or arrested. Now, the governor of California and the mayor of LA, it's the same thing.
They all have the same script.
Yes. And
it's not from God.
We've got to do something about them. And whether ICE does it or if Trump does it, I'm going to give you two examples where people were trying to start trouble with all this lawfare against Trump.
I know it.
Two people, James Comey, and we're getting to golden rule after them. Now, this is not
Who's
revenge.
the other guy?
I'll tell you.
Oh.
These people are guilty, so there's no revenge thing.
But you know, I'm sure he had ways of covering all this stuff.
He
did.
Yeah. And the other one is it's going to be hard. And the other one is Letitia James. The N-word.
Yeah, she did what she accused Trump of doing.
Yeah. And I don't know if these things are going to lead to anything, but I give the Department of Justice credit for trying. And they're getting to see what the golden rule feels like. And they're both guilty. We know that. If they weren't guilty, I wouldn't be in favor of this.
No.
But we know they're both guilty, and we know Trump was innocent.
Yep.
Now, last of all, when I talk about the mask, and I talk about telling the county of Riverside in so many words to go to hell, that what they're doing is what I'm doing is none of their business, which
Mhm.
is exactly what I told them.
Right.
And we even got a letter from the CDC. They wanted to fill out what we were doing on the computer. We dumped the letter, all right?
No way.
We don't do stuff on the computer, and especially for the devil. The CDC was working for the
Yeah,
devil.
we knew where they were coming
So
from.
we knew where they were coming from, and we threw the letter away.
One thing Mike has good, he knows intentions and he can see the source.
Yes, and that's what helped me here.
Yeah.
Now, here's one of the things I talked about last week before Nancy comes.
Uh-huh.
I said when it comes to man's law versus God's law, we obey God's law.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, this is our soul. This is the main thing of life is to worship God and love him.
when you're slapping people for adjusting your mask and you're telling the county that you live in to go to hell, what does it all indicate?
That you're bold.
Yes. You can't be afraid of one of the things that's hurting a lot of people today
Huh?
is they're afraid of the devil.
You know? They're afraid of man more than God.
Yes. And they're afraid of man because what man's telling you, they want you to do what the devil wants you to do. And people say, "Oh, I gotta listen to this. It's the government and all this." Not me. I tell them to go to hell. And here's the thing that enables me with fear. This
Yes.
kind of fear.
What is it?
It's I know that being politically correct is a sin.
Yes.
And I know that being politically correct makes me an enemy of God. So by knowing this,
Yeah. You know which way to go.
I know which way to go. I know which way God wants me to go. And I know which way the devil wants me to go. And I don't worry about the consequences of the devil.
No?
I just do the right thing. And I don't get vaccinated. There was one more thing. We got this thing on our computer, and my friend Linda got it also. And it came from IBM, big tech, which is Almighty God. And it still is today, Almighty God. Now, what they were saying is everybody's going to be required to get the vaccine. And if they get it, they're going to get autism. And there were no Republicans involved in this. This was uh, done by the Nazi Party, and it was done by the big tech.
And they wanted to get rid of a lot of old people who don't use computers.
Yeah, it was what they called it survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
So anyway,
They wanted to weed through a lot of people by this disease.
Linda called me and she said, "What are you going to do about it?" I told her, "I'm going to tell these people to go to hell. I'm not getting vaccinated. I know I don't want autism. I don't want heart problems. I don't want any of this stuff that they're saying will happen if you
Yeah,
get
long lasting things later on.
vaccinated,
Yeah.
long lasting problems." So I told her if they try to force it on me, I'll tell them where to go. And that's exactly what I did. So that's where we are with this. And I think I covered everything.
Okay.
And we can't be politically correct because if we are, we're an enemy of God. And that's not something I want to be. There are people who hate God, there are people who hate this country. And what they do is their business, but I'm going to go God's way.
Well,
So,
fear deletes faith, and
yes.
we are on faith's side.
So Nancy's going to do her wonderful thing, and then I'm going to talk about stupid commissioners.
Okay, here we go. So this is from, I think I read a little from this last week. Think on These Things by Lori Hatcher. And as she said, we can't prevent fear from rising in our heart. So, but we can stop. We can control what we do with it. If we allow fear to control us, it robs us of sleep and it takes away some of our joy and it can hurt our blood pressure. So we can't soar into faith when we're cowering in fear. I love that sentence. So, uh, in a broken world surrounded by sinful people, God knew we need an antidote to fear. And he revealed in 1 John 4:18, there is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear. I love that sentence. That's from the Bible quote. So hearts can be replaced. That fear can be replaced with trust in God. So think when we trust God's perfect love, his love banishes our fear. And then in this little, I call it the mommy book. It's called Moments of Peace for Moms. And this says, we face situations with no clear idea what we're getting into, but it takes, or what it will take to pull it all off. But we can easily find ourselves overwhelmed with these difficult moments. So just remember, this is one of my favorite verses in the Bible. Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. Psalm 46:10. And Mike and I, we've learned how to be quiet, be objective, and then God will show us what we're doing wrong. Don't get into denial. Just say, oh, I goofed there. Thanks for showing me, or help me with it next time. So don't resent when you get a little tap on the shoulder. You shouldn't have gone that way. You should have gone this way. So, okay. And Mike has helped me so many times when I didn't quite see what I was doing wrong. And then sometimes I can show him something where, oh, you made a mistake. You should have put this into that or that into this. But we are teachable, huh, Mike?
Yep.
We're teachable. So that's it for today. I had some kind of crummy dream, but I didn't remember what it all was. It was my matches wouldn't work, and some hospital was running out of water. I mean, it was like a nightmare. I was glad I woke up. So sometimes we can, if we get a clear message from God in a dream, it's pretty clear. This was all murky and muddled. So, but I'm feeling better now. I'm not in a crummy mood. So I'm done.
But anyway, one more thing before I get into stupid commissioners. We saw this white trash bitch last night.
She was so stupid.
She was so
Bad
stupid,
stupid.
and she wouldn't answer any questions.
No.
And let me tell you, if I was
What is she? She's running for a governor?
governor of Virginia,
Oh,
Scamberger,
oh wow.
and if I was asking the questions, she would answer them.
Yeah.
Because if she didn't,
Said, okay, 15 seconds, and she'd beat around the bush.
and I tell you, if she didn't,
Oh, we're going to have to go. We'll be right back. This is the Nancy and Mike Show. Stay tuned.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorick.
This is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live from YouTube. This is a Nancy and Mike show. And finishing off this
Sorry to interrupt you.
Scamburger.
Yeah.
If she did that to me, I tell you, I would horsewhip the hell out of her. And she would answer my questions. Sometimes torture is a great method of getting the truth out of people. And you know who taught me that? My Uncle Steve.
Yeah.
And he said it's a good method. And I saw the truth of it when I was a teenager. And he said, to hell with the authorities, to hell with the courts. And I saw that, when I was a teenager, even, that he was right on. This bitch, this white trash bitch, she would answer all my questions or she would die. And no court would stop me. This is the attitude you have to have. And sometimes this is
She
necessary.
would answer one question.
I don't like this kind of stuff, but sometimes you have to do it. You have to do what you have to do. Now, stupid commissioners.
Okay, here we go.
I'm starting out with baseball because the playoffs are going on.
Yes, they are.
What should be done about baseball?
It needs help.
Let me tell you a rule, a classic rule.
Okay.
That should follow in every single sport. The playoffs should be exactly the same as the regular season.
Keep
There
the
should
rules the
be
same.
no changes.
Right.
Whatever the rules are in the regular season should hold true in the playoffs.
Be consistent.
Be consistent. Now, you see the teams, there are no buys. You don't have 6 teams in each league.
The rules, there'd be no buys.
You have 8 teams in each league. So, and the seedings go according to your record. No divisional crap. That's by the boards.
Okay.
So here's what you would have.
This will help the game.
This would solve all the problems of the game.
Good.
Number 1, Toronto. Number 2, New York. Why the hell was New York number 4? Number 3, Seattle. Number 4, Boston. Number 5, Cleveland. Number 6, Detroit. Number 7, Houston. Number 8, Houston, Texas and Kansas City were 81 and 81. They'd have to have a playoff game to see who would get that 8th spot.
Okay.
That's number 1. Number 2,
This is the second rule.
The second rule.
Okay.
If you're going to have a man on second base to start extra innings, that rule goes to the playoffs. One rule that I came up with that actually passed, that I came up with on a different radio show. Here was the rule. A pitcher comes in, he's got to pitch to 3 batters.
Yep.
We got too many pitchers. We're wasting them.
I'm glad that rule passed.
So that rule is a rule that I was pushing, and it passed.
Good.
Now, the next rule must have a team maximum minimum salary cap.
Very important.
And the other rule is stadiums that have bad weather need to have retractable roofs. Remember when Peter Uberoff
I do.
made the Cubs get lights?
Yep. It was a big thing.
The Cubs are in the playoffs, and they're playing against San Diego in 1984. And Peter Uberoff told them, if you don't get lights, you will not play any home games.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I remember.
This is what we do.
I'm from Chicago. It's a big deal.
You got to get retractable roof, and it would extend players' careers. And you have 8 teams. Now, what happens with 8 teams? It doesn't prolong the first round. It has more games in the first round. So you'd have to, there'd be conflicts in terms of what games you could watch, which is good.
Yeah.
Then you could watch the game you want to watch. You got more choices if there's 8 teams instead of 6 teams.
If it's a bad matchup or you know the pitchers, don't watch that one.
I don't watch them. I don't watch. I predicted the Dodgers to win. I'm rooting for the Dodgers to win.
But you didn't watch it.
But I won't watch it.
Because there's no iffiness.
Now, if the Dodgers win the World Series 10 years in a row, there's going to be rebellion.
And they'll have to make some of these changes.
They'll have to make some of these changes.
For the survival of the game.
I'm still rooting for the Phillies, but when the playoffs come, I'm rooting for the Dodgers.
Okay.
So I'm rooting for the Dodgers to beat whoever they play. Now, yesterday, Seattle and Detroit, they went 15 innings. They wouldn't have gone 15 innings if they had the second base rule where a guy goes to second base. Remember what I said. The rules for the regular season have to be precisely the same as they are for the playoffs.
And it would have helped.
Now, I got solutions for at least 3 of the 4 sports.
Good.
Now, that's the baseball one.
Good.
What do we do about hockey? The period's over. The third period's over.
Yeah.
The game is tied. What do we do? Now, I don't know about you, but I watch a lot of hockey.
And I tell you, it's hard to find lately.
And yeah, TV, they're not into it. But here's the deal. How do we solve this? Is there anybody out there? I have never talked to anyone who loves these games that go into 3-period overtime, and it's like playing a hockey doubleheader.
And they have these shootouts.
And nobody nobody scores. In the playoffs, there's no shootouts. Nobody scores for 3 periods.
That's hard.
It's boring as all hell. It's like a 20-inning baseball game.
It's old.
And nobody scores, and you're saying, when is this game going to end? All right? Okay, here's what you do. You play 6-on-6. No goaltenders.
Oh, that would do something.
First team to score 2 goals
wins
the game in overtime.
Okay.
And you adopt that rule for the regular season. There are no ties. Okay?
Yeah.
You win the game, your team gets 2 points. You lose the game, you get no points. Okay? Now, today, the other day, Boston Bruins. They're 2-0, by the way. I can't believe it.
No.
They beat the Chicago Blackhawks in overtime. Now, if a game is tied at the end of regulation, you play 5 minutes and then you have a shootout. They don't do that in the playoffs. And remember what I said, my rule. You play the same rules the regular season and the playoffs.
Be consistent.
Be consistent.
Okay.
Now, you play 6-on-6. Team that scores twice wins the game. I don't care if it's a regular season game or a playoff game. You can live with those rules, and you don't have games lasting 6 periods.
Good. Sounds like a
You
good plan.
shorten the game. Now, football.
Yeah.
What do we do with football? The other day, it was September 28th, there was a game between Dallas and Green Bay. It ended up a suspended game. Now, when you have a suspended game in baseball, they find a time to finish that game.
What do they do with football with suspended game?
A
What do they do?
suspended game goes down as a suspended game,
Oh.
and it's never finished.
Oh, wow, that's weird.
Dallas and Green Bay had a suspended game.
So do they call it a tie?
Yes.
Oh, a tie. Okay.
Now,
I know you hate ties.
I do because they don't make sense. Now, here's the deal. In the time that they have played, there were 80 points in that game. It was 40-40. Now,
Whoa.
let's say the way these teams were moving the ball up and down the field,
Yeah.
it would not have been long before the next team scored.
I know.
There's no time limit. You play until somebody wins. They have that in college. There's no such thing as a suspended game in college football. It doesn't happen. It used to happen.
Yeah.
But college they straightened everything out. And I'll tell you another thing about football. 2 things, very important. A field goal from 35 yards or less is 3 points.
Okay.
Now, all field goals are 3 points,
Okay.
but I'm going to make this better. 50 to 36 yards is 4 points.
Cool. That would make a difference.
Anything over 50 yards is
It's a gamble.
5 points.
It's a gamble to try it that far, but then you get rewarded.
You get rewarded, you get more points. It's like the 3-point shot in basketball. You could actually extend that. So let's say 25 to 35 feet is 3 points.
Yeah.
And if it's more than 35 feet, it's 4 points. You're not going to see many shots past 35
I know.
feet. But extend it, the longer the shot, the more points you get. Now, no suspended games. Now, the last rule is this.
Football, right?
Football. What was the most exciting play? You ask any football fan, what is the most exciting play in the game?
When they kick it and they run all the way back.
Yes.
I love that part. That's the part where I go do my little Chicago dance bouncing.
Now, there's too many teams kicking the ball into the end zone. And they're kicking from the 35-yard line. The 35-yard line is too close.
Ah.
Now, how do we resolve that? You don't kick from the 35-yard line. You kick from the 25-yard line. See how many guys are going to kick it in the end zone from the 25-yard line. You'll have more run back. You bring back the most exciting play in football.
Yeah, it's fun to see them run all the way back.
It's wonderful.
Oh, hey, we're going to a break. We'll be right back. Find out some more good stuff. Hang on.
What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to easysense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's easysense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation. Mike Zorick, a three-time California state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling at 114 pounds. Mike, blind since birth, was born in Hartford, Connecticut. He was a six-time national placer, including 2 seconds, 2/3, and 2/4. He also won the Veterans Folk-Style Wrestling twice at 152 pounds. In all these tournaments, he was the only blind competitor. Nancy Zorick, a creative spirit whose talents have taken her to the stage and into galleries and exhibitions in several states. Her father, a commercial artist who shared his instruments with his daughter and helped her fine-tune her natural abilities, influenced her decision to follow in his footsteps. Ms. Zorick has enjoyed a fruitful career doing what she loves. Listen Saturday mornings at 12 Eastern for the Nancy and Mike Show for heartwarming stories and interesting talk.
Hi, my name is Mike Zorick.
And this is Nancy Noble.
We are coming to you live from YouTube. And I'm going to review some of these things.
Cool.
Okay? And baseball. Why the hell were the Yankees in Toronto playing in the quarterfinals when they were the two best teams in the American League?
Yeah.
All right? That is sheer stupidity. And you see that happen often.
Yeah.
It's not a freak. It's not a fluke. I remember one year, the Dodgers and the Giants were the two best teams, and they played. I think one team won 106 games, the other team won 105. I think they played in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, that's not right.
I mean,
Come on.
if you're number two, you should be seated number two. The hell with divisions. So we got to get rid of all the divisions. We got to have a team salary cap, high and low. And we got to have 8 teams. And I'll probably think of something else. But anyway,
The guy on second base.
the guy on second base in the 10th inning. The rules are the same in the regular season as they are. And
and the pitcher should pitch to each 3 people each.
yeah, and we got that now. And I've been pushing that for years and years and years. And somebody must have heard me because they got it in now. And they'll probably do some of my other stuff that I'm interested in, but they're not going to do anything until I die because they don't want to give me the credit for it.
They'll probably do it and don't give anyone credit.
Yeah, well, that's better than nothing.
Yeah.
I don't need the credit.
Right.
Now,
what's the next one?
in hockey,
yeah,
you're tied after
no
3
goalie.
periods, no goalies, 6 against 6. First team to score twice wins the game. They get 2 points. The loser gets no points. The Bruins and Chicago Blackhawks had a game. They were tied after 3 periods.
Yeah.
Boston scored. They got 2 points. You get 2 points for a win. You get no points for a loss. Chicago got a point because they made it through 3 periods time.
Oh, okay. That's their rule now.
That's the rule now. That's stupid. Every game should be 2 points. Now,
what's the next one?
And football.
Oh, yeah, football.
You kick from the 25-yard line. You play games to their conclusion. There are no suspended games. You play once a week. you should be able to finish your games. All right.
Okay.
Uh,
What about basketball?
you kick from the 25-yard line. Basketball is pretty fair. The only thing I would do with basketball is they have 10 teams in the playoffs on each side.
Okay.
That's too many. We got to lower that down to 8. And I don't like this.
Brackets. You like brackets.
Yeah, it's a full bracket.
Yeah.
Now, when you have a full bracket, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, there are no buys. So it's fair for everybody. And sometimes people complain when they get a bye and they lose in the next round. Well, we had too much rest, or we have too much of an advantage because our pitchers got a lot of rest. Let's take all the favoritism out of it, uh, seed the teams according to their record, and take out all the divisional crap, because all that does is permeate the game. Kick from the 25-yard line, bring back the run back, and play every game to its conclusion. And in football, that's what you do. In college, every game finishes. There are no suspended games in college football. Every game, somebody wins it, somebody loses it. The rules are solid. In college football, the rules are the same in the playoffs as they are in the regular season. They're the only sport that does that. They don't kick from the 25-yard line. That's the only way college football could have
Well, and
been.
I think college basketball, they should not have so many portals. I think that's hurting
Uh,
college basketball. I know you
well,
love college
college
basketball.
basketball, the college portal is hurting everything. It's hurting.
No.
It's killing football, and it's killing basketball. And people are getting paid too much, and some people are transferring every single year.
And that's
And
no good for
that's
coaches.
no good for coaches, because you don't know what you have from year to year, because you don't know who's going to be loyal. It's as free agency in baseball has destroyed the game. And you got to have equal compensation. That would stop some of this crap. And let's say you get a Screwball. If the Red Sox sign Screwball, they got to give up Crochet. You see, you keep some of this crap down.
Somebody'd have to be more watching over more than the manager of baseball.
Well, see, the problem is the commissioner is a Dodger fan.
Yeah,
The commissioner of baseball.
That's what I meant.
So everything that goes through the game of baseball, if it favors the Dodgers, it's good. And this is why I hope the Dodgers win the World Series the next 10 years.
I don't.
Because
Well, I see, because then they'd have to make
you would get some of the smaller owners would start to rebel against the system, and it would eventually force a strike. And we need something to take ownership away from the unions.
Thank you, guys.
So anyway.
Okay, guys, take care. This has been the Nancy and Mike Show. See you next week.
This has been the Nancy and Mike Show. Tune in each week and become part of the conversation of the amazing journey of Nancy and Mike.